All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. I got the 12-29 picks here for the NBA DFS slate, and just so far, it's been a pretty solid NBA season thus far. A lot of it, I think, is due to the new 9 to 5 tools here. Obviously, got the a new cheat sheet here. I know I posted on what was it, Christmas Day, and there's a vast majority on Twitter that clicked over and actually broke the cheat sheet here that we got, but I revamped it. As you guys can see, got lots of nice tools. So minutes average are right there, projected minutes right there as well. Then we got value here, which you can sort by. This is what they need to do to hit 5x, 7x. Really solid, cheat sheet here for you. And then we just have the, simple breakdown here as well. This should be all fully automated for you guys. And we do have the lineup builder here as well, which is going to be a nice tool for you guys to use. And I'll be breaking that down here at the end of the video, but I'll get it loaded up here. But let's start off the NBA DFS slate. We'll get into the picks for this week or today. So as you guys can see here, we'll go through it position by position here. There are going to be some players in some good spots that I do like a decent amount, and I'll touch on those here real quick. So Russell Westbrook just has price point. It doesn't make that much sense to me that he is priced at this price point. He should not be. Let's just be honest here, guys. He's a guy that should be priced at 10K in the first two games with the Wizards thus far. He's seen 58 and 57 DK points. For me, that's just absolutely insane. There's no reason really to fade him. You can easily make him work on this slate. It's a guy that I think is going to kind of dominate today, so we're going to play him. I'm going to pull up. I'll break it down this way. We'll go point guard. Got it sorted by the DK positions here, so that's why it's a little bit different. Let's get that loaded up here. So yeah, as you guys can see, value-wise here, I got it sorted already by that. George Hill was a guy that I touched on. I think it was day one or second day of NBA DFS. I was like, George Hill is a great value play, and he's shown that thus far. He's had two straight solid games. I do like him as a play today. But the one that's really standing out to me, just in general, is Darius Garland there, guys. He's a guy that's just really popping to me. With the matchup against the New York Knicks, point guards are averaging almost 6 more DK points per game to their average. He's a guy that has looked good recently as well. He's a guy that has scored right around 30 DK points each of the last two games. So he's a guy that I do want to fit into my player pool. Even with kind of a blowout against Philadelphia, he was still able to hit value at this price point. So I don't think he's going to hurt us. Shot attempts have been there. They've been double-digit shot attempts each of the last 3 games. So he's a player that I do want to fit into my player pool. Then just going back into it, Victor Oladipo is kind of standing out to me, but so is Malcolm Brogdon. I've touched on him before. The reason why I really like Malcolm Brogdon just in general is because, one, he has that upside, but two, he has a safe floor each and every week. He's a guy or each and every game, he's a guy that I really do like as a play today just because he's safe, good price point. But you can also go with his teammate, Victor Oladipo, there as well, who standout play at his price point. Now, his minutes haven't exactly been there as well. He's only seeing right around 28 minutes per game, but just at his price point, it does make a lot of sense. I think you could easily stack that Boston game as well, which is something that I think, would be a smart idea. There's lots of great value plays there in that game. Let's click off of these guys, and we'll get back into the point guards. So just looking at it, Elfrid Payton, I think he's going to be a strong play today as well. You got Elfrid Payton with quickly out the rookie point guard, who I think is going to be a good player. Elfrid Payton's going to see a decent amount of minutes. We saw him in his last game absolutely just go off. That's really just because they don't have anyone else active right now. Dennis Smith Jr. has been out as well. Elfrid Payton probably going to get right around 30 minutes. The shot attempts are going to be there. The usage is getting a nice bump here. So Elfrid Payton, I do like as a play as well. And put them into our builds. And then we already have 3 point guards, guys. That's kind of the problem with this slate. So we'll move on into the shooting guards. There's not as many quality options. Now, Colin Sexton, I don't mind. You can go with him. His shot attempts have been there. He's been kind of a consistent play as well. At that price point, it doesn't scare me too much. You could easily make him work, so I don't mind him. We'll put him in there for now. But just going back into the shooting guards, Andrew Wiggins, he's due to start having some good games. The shot attempts have been there. We're getting right around 15 shot attempts at 6.4 in an easy matchup. That is very appealing to me. He's a guy that could go for 40 DK points in this one and wouldn't shock anyone. I like that. Alec Burks is another reason why I like Elfrid Payton. I'm assuming that Burks is going to be out. If he's active, I don't mind him as a play. He's a guy that had produced really up until the Milwaukee game, which was a blowout. And obviously, he tweaked his knee there, so, or ankle there. So if he plays, he's not a bad play at that price point, especially in that matchup against Cleveland. You can easily game stack that game and be sitting kind of pretty. Just talking about Minnesota's situation. So Malik Beasley, it wouldn't surprise me if he went off and had a good game with Towns out. Usage has to go somewhere. I doubt that they're going to have this horrible of a game again, but you never know. Towns was the focal point of that offense. They kind of do seem a little bit lost without him. After that, let me pull up the data sheet because for me, I'm not really seeing that much that I like shooting guard wise. So yeah, George Hill. Oh yeah, Dort here kind of popping. I got him projected to score 6.5x, and as price point, if he only gets like 20 DK points, that's not really going to hurt you. So he's a play that I actually do like a decent amount. So we could easily put him into our builds. You can put him in at a small forward and a shooting guard, which really kind of opens up the slate for you. So the lineup is coming together pretty well here. Let's go ahead and move on into the small forwards. So moving on to the small forwards, I will say Brandon Ingram has been playing very well. So has Chris Middleton. Those guys are fine pay-up plays. I do like that. But kind of my lineup approach today is not leading me to really be able to pay up for them. Now, Jeremy Grant here, I think that the Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose are going to be active. If they are both going to be out again, which I doubt, as a front end of back-to-back, Grant would be another stellar play today, but I just don't see that happening. Kelly Oubre is due for a better game. His shot attempts have been there as well. Going against Detroit, that's a nice matchup. So, he's due to kind of have a good game. Cedi Osman, I don't mind, or Chetty Osman, however people want to pronounce it. He's a guy where I think the minutes are going to be there today, especially with Isaac Oroku out and then Kevin Love is still out. So Cedi Osman, if the game is going to be close, I see him getting right around 28 minutes, which at 5.1, I do see him scoring right around 30 DK points. So, that would be a fine play for you guys as well. That's really it for me. Now, I will say the OKC Thunder players are not exactly priced up enough for what they're doing right now. They're all a little bit too cheap. I think they're all return 5x, which if you just want to punt and kind of feel safe with it, you can easily do that. So, someone like Diallo there, I don't mind. You could easily fit him into your builds and kind of feel good about it. We'll move on into the power forwards now. Power forward, let's pull it up. Pull it up, pull it up. And guys, you can still use this tool pretty well if you're on FanDuel. It's all essentially the same. Obviously, the scoring is a little bit different, but you can still use this tool to, help you guys benefit easily with it. So Chris Bouchard there, he's a guy that I've always liked, and I've always wondered why he hadn't gotten the minutes. Kind of like Christian Wood for a while there when he was with the Bucks, kind of dominating in their G League team. That's been Chris Bouchard there kind of the last 3 years, and it's great to see him finally getting some minutes in the NBA. At 5.8, if he is going to get 30 minutes, that is an absolute steal. Now, we don't exactly know that just yet, but I kind of like it. We know that Philadelphia is kind of bigger as well, which could lead to some increased minutes for him as well, so I don't mind him as a play. Julius Randle, if that game stays close, I really like him as a play. Sabonis, you could easily stack with that Boston game. I don't mind that much. Let's go a little bit lower here. Nick Batum, I don't really like. I already mentioned Grant. He's fine. Dean Wade could get a little bit of extra run as well. Let me pull him up here because I just see him getting like right around 18 DK points in this one if he gets increased minutes. And if he gets that, right around 17 DK points or so. So if you're really trying to look for a punt play, this is one that probably won't hurt you that much. Obviously, it's not going to win you a GPP, but maybe cash purposes where you're really trying to do studs and duds. If you're trying to fit Westbrook and, say Giannis in there, then you can make that work. Speaking about Giannis as well, man, the minutes have kind of been there for him. The Bucks have kind of struggled, and Giannis has still been able to put up, right around 50 DK points per game. Obviously, that Golden State game was a blowout. I don't think we really want to be tackling good teams with Golden State. So Giannis there at that price point, I don't mind. You can easily fit him in. And for now, I'm going to be putting him into my builds. And then just looking at kind of the rest of the slate here. I don't mind Zion. I don't mind Ingram. I don't mind Randall or Sabonis. Those are all fine plays. If you end up on them, you end up on them, and you don't feel that bad about it. You kind of feel good about it, actually. But yeah, that's really it. All I'm saying. Naz Reid, it wouldn't surprise me if he has a better game. He's probably going to get it right around 30 minutes. If this game stays close, I do see him scoring right around 30 DK points. I hate the price elevation here, but you could easily play him at center and feel good about it. You can play him at the forward spot and feel good about it. And that's what I'm going to do right now. With Karl-Anthony Towns out, I kind of expect him to get that workload. So where do we want to go from here? Obviously, we need to drop down. Right now, I'd probably just go off of Giannis and try to fill in with some of the other forward value, which I kind of hate because there are a ton of great guard plays. I wish I could fit more guards into these builds. Let's go off of Reed and put him in the power forward. Then we'll touch on center, and then I'll be getting out of here. So yeah, let's move on into center here. Once again, though, the tools on the 9to5 page for NBA DFS are currently free. They're there for you guys to access and be able to use how you guys see fit. Yeah, it's all automated right now, so you guys should be able to use it without any problem. So Serge Ibaka is kind of popping right now. That is interesting to me. Tony Bradley, Mike Muscala. Let's pull up those two. I'm kind of curious as to why those two are both popping. I know why Mike Muscala is, but Tony Bradley, let's see. So he played one game. Yeah, I don't see that happening at all. Don't play him. But Mike Muscala, I could see kind of punting with here at his price point. He's a guy that's been playing pretty well. He's going to get right around 20 minutes. And, you know, if he gets 15 to 20 DK points at this price point, that's not going to hurt you too much. And I feel like you can kind of lock in 15 DK points. So if you're really trying to punt at center to be able to pay up for an extra stud, you could easily put a Mike Muscala in there right now. I don't mind that. Wendell Carter wouldn't surprise me if he has a better game as well. Mitchell Robinson, wow. I thought he was going to do better than he is. JaVale McGee, I don't mind. He's been a points per minute player this season. Let me see what he's averaging points per minute. Actually, I'm very curious as to that. Yeah, JaVale McGee, fifth best center in terms of points, DK points per minute, sorry. 1.3. Yeah, that's not a bad play there for you. Ed Davis, if he gets in a little extra run in this one, aka if that game stays a little bit closer, I could see him being a guy that hits value at 3.4. I could see that happening as well. Just kind of a lot of value plays at the center spot for me today. But let's finish up this lineup here. I kind of want to fit Ingram or Zion in there. I kind of think those two are going to go off in this one, but yeah, I'm actually going to go Bouchard right now. Then we can pay up at center. Let's see. Wendell Carter for now. I don't mind Wiseman as well against Detroit guys. With Marquise Chris most likely out, or he's out. I expect Wiseman to get some more run there as well. Probably get up to like 28 minutes instead, get an extra rotation in there. So that's what I'm looking at for today's NBA DFS slate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. Please give me a like and subscribe if you did. That always does help. Definitely make sure to check out the tools at 9to5. I know I already brought that up a couple of times. I'm going to be trying to do these videos more often. Let me know if you guys would like to see kind of a live stream here each and every morning. I can easily do that as well. Take your guys' questions during a live stream. I think I want to start doing that. A little bit of a morning live stream. We can sip on our coffee together while we're breaking down the NBA DFS slate. All right, thanks guys, and we're out.